Hey guys, what's up? It's Dark K here, and we're gonna be doing a Timelord deck profile post Battles of Legend Relentless Revenge. I didn't get every card for my deck profile I was going to, but this is the best I could do for it, and it is actually maybe a little better than what I had planned. But yes, without further ado, I'm gonna have to somehow find a way to get this sticking up. So, without further ado, I'm gonna pause the video, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. Now let me open up my deck and get it out. This isn't a completely done deck, but it is almost finished. We'll start... We're not going to be like normal people and start with the actual main deck. We're going to be starting with the extra deck just to get out of the way. It's only a couple cards. Because this isn't really an extra deck heavy deck. We're running one real extra deck monster, and that would be Gaia Saber Lightning Shadow. Just to help out with maybe some plays. I don't really use it that often, but then we just have tokens for our scapegoat that we run in here. I don't have real actual token cards, so I do this. Flip some cards upside down and sleeve them like that. And I got these nice Yu-Gi-Oh back sleeves. And yeah. Then we have our side deck, which I believe isn't in like the best condition, if you know what I mean. Like by that I mean it's not the best side deck it could be. This is a semi-done side deck. So we are running one monster in the side deck, and that is Battle Fader. Battle Fader's effect is he's pretty much like a hand trap kind of deal. To where if he's in your hand and you get attacked with a direct attack, you can put him down and negate the attack. And end the battle. No, yeah, you end the battle phase right away, so the attack doesn't go through. It's negated pretty much. So he's a hand trap that doesn't have to be sent to the graveyard, and it ends the battle phase. It's okay in a tough spot. That's why it's side decked, not in main deck. And my side deck sleeves are Donkey Kong sleeves because I don't know. I got them from placing once. That's about it. Then we're putting one pot of desires in our side. Now don't judge me. There is one in the main deck though. And we're also running a Regeki Break. This would be replaced with an actual Regeki, but I don't have one, so if you do, that'd be preferred choice to put in place of this card instead. Then we're running one Reckless Greed. I think, actually, it might be two. Let me check real quick. No. One Reckless Greed, draw two, and you skip your draw phases. You can stack them with other Reckless Greeds to get like six cards, not six. Yeah, six. Six, and only having to skip the two draw phases, since the draw phases do not stack. Then, Bottomless Trap Hole. Everybody should know what this does. If you don't, if your opponent summons a monster with 1500 or more attack, you destroy and banish it. So you have to destroy it first, which really is annoying in this format, but I'm not really going to go for it. Then Balance of Judgment. This thing's just a draw power card. If your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can put it in from you activate it, and you draw the difference. But it also includes cards in your hand, not theirs, for the number of cards. Dust Tornado. You get to set a card during your opponent's turn, and you get to destroy one of theirs. Pretty easy. Yeah, a lot of them are traps right now. A Threatening Roar. Your opponent cannot declare an attack this turn. Storm Mirror Force. Normal. Sends the attacking monster to hand. Easy. Ring of Destruction. You take the damage of a monster on the field. Your opponent does the same. It's great for getting out of a little bit of a. It's great for when you're about to go into time with the new procedures. It's pretty good. Because if your life points are like even the slightest bit above your opponent's, this card would help solidify the win. If you don't want to go into time, if you're even just a little bit above your opponent, this would be great. But then, if you're going in time and they have more than you can play this card, Secret Blast. Inflict 300 damage for each monster each card they control, not monster. Each card they control, they take this. I was thinking for monster, it was the next card. Just Desserts is 500 for every monster they control. So if you play this with a Secret Blast, that could be some major damage. Insert Flex Tape meme. Now that's a lot of damage. Alright. Then our last side deck card is Fiendish Chain. Activate this card by targeting one effect monster in the field. Negate the effects of the face-up monster while it is on the field. Also, that face-up monster cannot attack. When it is destroyed, destroy this card. This card I added for some matchups I have trouble against, and I think it would help me a lot in the future. Now that we've gone through the extra deck and the side deck, onto the big boy main deck. It's Timelords, but sometime along the line I think I'm going to be making a sort of Timelord Trickstar profile. But yeah, I just grabbed a half of the deck real quick, just so I don't have to grab the entire thing. I double-sleeved my cards because, yeah, these aren't really organized yet. I should probably pause and organize them. Yeah, I'm going to pause and organize my cards so it's actually not in the worst condition, so be right back. Okay, we are back, and now we're going to be starting with this. Okay. We're going to start off with our traps, then it's going to go into spells, then our monsters, then I'm going to start talking about the combos you can do with this deck. So without further ado, let's get started. One Torrential Tribute. It's easy to get. I'm going to put him right here. One Torrential. Another Storming, which we covered earlier. Secret Blasts, 2 of them. Covered that earlier. Yeah. 2 Reckless Greeds, also covered that earlier in the video. And we also have Mirror of Oaths. This one is one I have also to switch out with side deck cards like Fiendish Chain, but this is a good substitute for it. Whenever they summon you to destroy that monster, so then you get to draw a card. Then Waboku, or Wabaku, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but any damage your opponent does to you allows your opponent's monster is decreased to 0, so you take no damage for your turn, pretty much. Solemn Warning. We only run 1 because a ban list is a thing. But yeah. You pay 2,000 life points and negate a lot of things. Summon, spell trap effects, monster effects, and you destroy that card. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Only 1. And when your opponent monster declares an attack, you get to target it and negate the attack. Then after that, set this card face down, and pretty much almost an infinite card. Only once per turn, but it's an infinite card pretty much that an opponent can only really get rid of if they pop it. But that's really easy to do in this format with any card, actually. Then running 2 more Just Desserts, like in the side deck. We already went over this card. Now, here's my favorite trap of them all in the last set of the traps. Empty Machine. We only have 2. This card is good by itself, but I would recommend getting the Infinite Machine and the Infinite Light cards as well. Maybe replacing like a Just Desserts in the deck for an Infinite Light, replacing this with an Infinite Machine. That's what I would recommend. This is just what I pulled in my box I got for Relentless Revenge, so I tried working with it, and this is my sort of what I can do with it. I would recommend doing that, but this is my deck right now. Empty Machine is okay by itself. You can only activate the first effect, which is discard a level 10, so pretty much a Time Lord monster or any other level 10, and then you get to draw a card. But then again, you can also use the next card, which would be Infinite Machine, which I do plan on doing later down the line once I get my hands on them, so I would highly recommend you do that. So yeah, you need to have those, but you can still get a good effect out of them by discarding and drawing. Now that's it for the traps. Let's just got into the spells, my dude. I think we grabbed all the spells in this, so we have two poison, sorry. 2 poison the old man, which, since Timelord's more of a burn deck, you do not want to do the first one unless you're really in a pinch. You want to do the second effect, which would be 800 damage to your opponent, which is always good to do damage, because that's the point of the game. Then, 1 Scapegoat. Scapegoat, as being an instant, you set it during your turn, activating your opponent's. Since it allows you not to summon, you cannot summon anything else for your turn once you activate it. The turn you activate it, so your opponent would... So, when it's your opponent's turn, you can't summon anything anyways, so it's better to do it during your opponent's. Then, 2 Pot of Dualities, which Pot of Duality is simple. If you don't already know what it is, it allows you to you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and pick one and add it to your hand. The other 2 get shuffled back in the deck. Now, 1 Dark Hole is a good alternative to Regeki, because it will destroy... It destroys all monsters on the field, but Timelord monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. So it's basically a Regeki, but way cheaper on the budget scale. So this is more of a budget deck than anything. Then our final spell is a Pot of Desires, because you can't go wrong with Pot of Desires, unless you get every Time Lord into it. Has happened to me before. Sucks when it happens, but it's very rare. Okay, then we have one of the very few non-Time Lord monsters in the deck. 2 Jizukuru, the Star-Destroying Kaijus, because Kaijus are really good to have in this deck. And same, we also have another Kaiju, Thunder King, for the reasons being another Kaiju to add to the deck. And Kaijus are always good to have. We're running 3 Time Maiden. Now this is where we're starting to get into Time Lord territory. That's the rest of this. This is all Time Lords right here. Time Maiden will allows you to special summon her if you control no monsters. Then tribute her to search a Time Lord from your deck to your hand. And when you do this, you're going to want to look for a Sandion, a Lazion, and Lazion, never activate his effect, because I'll explain that when we get to him. But don't attack with Lazion to activate his effect. Just let him be there and wait for your opponent's turn so they can take the 1000 draw damage that he does. But yeah, I'd go into either Sandion, Mekion, or Sadion if you're in your pinch. I wouldn't really go for Medion or Zaphion. Maybe Camion, not really. Well, that's about it. I would most likely go for those 3 that I mentioned earlier. And here's one. We have 2 Lazion. Lazion's effect is when you attack with him. All Time Lords have this effect. I'll read straight from 1 Lazion right now. Cannot be special summoned from the deck. If you control no monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing, which is really nice because level 10s, you can get them out for no cost. They cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. So even if your opponent attacks it, or if I attack with it, or anyone does, you will not take any damage no matter what. That is shared by all Time Lords. Then they all have this one effect at the end of the battle phase, blah. Lazion's is to send all of your opponent's graveyard back into their deck. Now, I would not do that, because what if they have like Solemn Strikes or some stuff like a Solemn Warning, Judgments, anything like that? I would not recommend putting their graveyard back. It would be great against like decks that have heavy graveyard effects. I would activate it then if they have heavy graveyard just to put it back so they can't use it. But most of the time, the decks I go against do not have heavy graveyard effects. But yeah, now I will. Then yeah, every time you draw, he takes 1000 damage. Next Time Lord, Zaphion, shuffles all of your opponent's back row back into the deck. It doesn't have any burn damage, But that's the good thing about it, is that it shuffles all your opponent's back row back into the deck. Now we're running one Mickey-on, because I think he's going to be limited in the next ban list to come out because of how OP he is. So I'm just ready for him. If he gets banned entirely, I'm not going to be putting too much into it. The reason I'm saying this is because his ability is that he halves your opponent's life points, which has the potential of doing up to 4,000 damage, which is the best, which is really good, I think, in the burn deck, especially. But yeah, then we have 3 Cameo on the Timelord. His effect is that you get to target 1 card in your opponent's field, and I think it's destroy, if I'm right, yeah. No, shuffle the card back into the deck. It's not destroyed or banished, so none of those effects would activate. And he would be... And then they take 500 damage for that card being sent back. Then 1 Sadion, which, if your life points are below 4,000, you get your life points get brought up to 4,000. So it pretty much puts you back in a good stance. Like, if, like, the way I used it once in Duel was I was at 500, the other guy was at 1,000, he was about to... Like, next turn, if I didn't do this, I would have been screwed and a goner. So I did this, life points back to 4,000, Duel was won. Then, our second to last Time Lord is Medion the Time Lord. 2 of them. Medion, his ability is that shuffle all monsters in your opponent's field back into the deck, and you take 300 damage for each one. Not you, them. But yeah, then we're on our last Time Lord and last cards for this deck profile. Then we're gonna be going into multiple combos to do with this deck, or playstyles. Sandion the Time Lord. He has a 4,000 attack and defense on the Time Lord. I happen to pull 2 in my box. And you can only control 1 of him at a time. But when he is brought out, once you attack with him, if it's a direct attack, even better. You have the potential of doing 6,000 damage. Because his burn effect is for 2,000 damage. So, yeah. You're pretty good on anything that your opponent does. If it attacks, you could either, I don't know what else to say, but yeah. It's really good. Now, I'm going to be doing an example of a hand. I'm going to shuffle my deck real quick. Sorry, I don't have a speed up feature. Sorry. You can skip ahead to, I'd say, 19 flat. This is going to be when I'm done shuffling. So like 30 seconds. And we are done. Now we'll bring out our hand. Starting hand. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we got some pretty good results for us. Okay, guys, I'm sorry for that little interruption. I got called by Silver, which you guys should all know. Silver, the gamer, speedrunner extraordinaire. He just ruined my thing. Okay, this is an okay hand. It's pretty much a dream hand, actually. You have 4 turns of Time Lords. You have Sandion, Sadion, Mickey-on, Cameo. Now, I would suggest for a first turner, Mickey-on. So you have a almost guaranteed 4,000 attack to your opponent. Then you'd obviously set that down. Then that's your turn. It's really simple. Time Lords aren't really heavily chaining. It's not very long turns. It just delays the duel a lot. That's pretty much all I'm gonna say. We're gonna go for one more starting hand, and then we're gonna be calling this a good. I'm gonna be calling the video done. So let's just shuffle a ton of times real quick. We're not gonna do any more power shuffles. Just trying to get this over with, because I want to go somewhere, and it is almost time for me to leave. So yeah, let's see what we got here. Okay, first we have a guaranteed thing to do, Pot of Desires. This is a very risky move for a Time Lord, especially first turners. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But now let me count real quick before I take a look at what we desired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need one more. There we go. Okay. One empty machine, that's bad. So is that, a Sandion. Medion, Camion. Yeah, we got a ton of... Both are Sandions. Yeah. That was a terrible Desires. What did we get from it? We got a Sadion. Yeah, that's not the best Desires. I wouldn't have done... That was a very bad pull. But that's your chances with Desires. It's more of a gamble card than anything in my deck. Well, my deck. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's my deck right now. It's what I'm playing with. Silver just called me and let me in that he just pulled some more Time Lords, and I might be trying to steal those from him. I'll take a look at them, but I don't remember them being so great. But I'll probably put it in the description if I do change my mind. But yes, this is our video for right now. So without further ado, this is Dark K, signing out.